This is what's wacky to us. I'm Rick.
I'm Song.
Welcome.
Yes. Today's show is going to be a little more detailed, a little deeper. We have a great topic.
It's going to be a little intensified up in here today on what's wacky to us with
Because it comes from we taking this off from a Facebook status, like some of my Hispanic brothers and sisters. They out here, they have certain issues with like the cause that it's the cause of black people. Like everybody feel like sometimes I think they feel like we fight too much. As stupid as that may sound, but people don't want you to fight. They want you to roll over. Maybe they roll over or whatever, but we've been fighting all our life as being African Americans because we really have a real fight on our hands. So the bottom line, what had happened was, you see how I said, what had happened? We always got to keep it hood in the sense. But anyway, what happened was, the status was like, the Hispanic people was feeling this person. I'm not going to say people because that would be too broad. But they said, hey, I feel like we always get pushed in a direction to support either black or white agendas, and we don't get our agenda addressed. It's like we either fighting with the blacks or we fighting with the whites, but we never get our agenda addressed. So, we was going back and forth on a few things. It wasn't heated at all. But the point that he was trying to make is saying, like, the Hispanics are being overlooked. But then I came back I was like, well, what is your agenda? What is being overlooked? And, I didn't get a real clear-cut answer. It was just that, blacks and whites always got an agenda for us. It's like, everybody got an agenda, and we end up falling. Pretty much we fall in the middle. I don't know. So, it wasn't that accurate of a statement to me.
Well, look, we always keep it 100 on here, so that's where I'm going to go with this. First of all, whenever black people stand up for anything, any cause, whether it's police brutality, discrimination of any kind, redlining, housing discrimination, whatever it may be, yes, we march and protest, which is getting a little tired on one hand, but at the same time, when we do these things, we receive our little crumbs and pittances from our protesting and whatnot. But the point is that we do it and everyone benefits.
Definitely.
Everyone.
It always has been like that.
Always. You got Black Lives Matter, BLM, not minus all the political drama that followed and tax evasion and who got what, minus all that. Just the slogan alone. Black Lives Matter means just that. It doesn't mean anti-white. It doesn't mean white lives don't matter. It doesn't mean Asian lives don't matter. It just means in the collective sense that Black Lives Matter also. What happened as a result of Black Lives Matter? We got Blue Lives Matter. We got the blue wall of whatever it was called.
Stop Asian
We got
hate.
Stop Asian Hate because you couldn't say Asian Lives Matter because then we already had the White Lives Matter and All Lives Matter drama behind that. Now, the point of that was, yes, Stop Asian Hate lasted all of less than 30 days before this current administration signed a literal bill to stop Asian hate and required no protesting, no marching, but on the heels of our protests and marching and anti-discrimination and anti-blackness, they got what they wanted with no backlash.
First of all, what was Asian hate? It was like a couple of random acts of violence or whatever may have happened, but they act like it was running rampant. They try to amplify it and put a microscope on it and make it seem bigger than what it was, because the whole black people are scared of a slogan more than the movement. The Black Lives Matter, that slogan, first of all, you're going to take it out of context and turn it into what you want it to be. You're trying to make it seem like we saying only Black Lives Matter. Nobody said only Black Lives Matter.
Ever.
People were saying first of all, it was drawn up from events that kept happening to only black people. So now you take it and they're like, all right, Black Lives Matter. Like, stop treating us like we don't matter. You shooting, we getting shot, innocent people getting shot, and police brutality and everything. That's where it come from. It didn't come from like, we're better than this person. Hey, put us on a pedestal. We should be treated different. We should be treated different in the circumstance of what's going on that's not happening to other races. So, yeah, we should be treated different. And that's why we say stop killing us so that our lives do matter. It matters to us. I mean, because you got a whole group of people that doesn't want Black lives to matter. So they're going to say, they always fight you. They always marching and protesting and blah, blah, blah. It's getting old. But honestly, it's not getting old because these problems are not getting old. It's the same problem from 50, 60 years ago. So how could protesting really get old? What you want us to do now? You want us to grab guns and go to war? Nobody's trying to do all that. Treat people like human beings. Where's the human being inside of you? Treat people because nobody, at the end of the day, nobody's no better than anyone else. Everybody, this is America. Everybody contributes to this country. This country cannot stand without everybody. You got to understand that. That's number one. You're not winning a war against no other superpower without every nationality here. And I'm a veteran. And the military is made up of, majority is like minorities and white people. And the majority of minorities are Spanish and black. And then it's white people, very small percent is Asian, a very small percent is Indian, very, very small percent is Muslim. And when I say small, I mean minute. So
shout out to all of our service people and thank you for your service in all branches. We thank you. On that note, it's true. Without the contributions of all, you have no anything really. You have a whole slew of people that hate diversity and think that it is just supposed to be one certain element or one certain person that runs everything. And that's neither here nor there. The point is that when black people are fighting for a cause and the result is won from the fight, and like I said, a prime example would be housing discrimination and how black people have to fight to live in certain areas, which in my own personal view is you shouldn't have to do that anyway. Live where you're welcome, but that's another story too. But when you fight for the right to be able to live where you want, because in a perfect world, that is how it should be. It is. And that's the case. So yes, you fight to live in an all-white area. And the result of that comes that other people are now going to be accepted in the area because of your fight. They didn't have to fight. They just reaped the benefits of your struggle and your fight. Just like right now, you had an Asian man shoot a black child, a 6-year-old, in the arm and attempted to hit him with a sledgehammer.
Wow.
And all because little kids were playing outside. Again, 6 years old. He tried to hit the little one with a sledgehammer, and that didn't work. So he went home to get his gun and then shot this child. And I'm not going to say alleged because it's on video. You shot this child in the arm, but weren't aimed. You were trying to kill him. He was given a $10,000 bail.
$10,000.
$10,000 for trying to murder a black child. And the only reason this man is back in jail after posting a measly $10,000 as a restaurant owner is because of the public outcry from black people to say, how dare you let this man free in a community of children where he just tried to murder one. That would not happen if the shoe were on the other foot. If this was a little Asian child that went to retrieve his bike off of a black man's yard, and this black man went to go hit an Asian child with a sledgehammer, the community backlash alone would have been outrageous, but he would not have gotten a $10,000 bond. And you know it, I know it, we all know it. So this again shows you that without the collectiveness of us all, we don't get the results that we want without a struggle, without a fight. But again, the only way you're going to get the result is if you stand up and do it yourself. So like you said, your friend is saying, well, what about us? Yes, what about you? What about you?
I didn't really understand, like, where he was coming from. Like, I understood where he was coming from, but then I was like, okay, cool. I was like, so what is your agenda? Like, what is your fight? Because I don't know Spanish leaders. Like, I know Spanish people know all our leaders. Everybody know all our leaders because they take all the darts. And the people that take the darts, those are the guys on the front line. Like, they ready, they're going to take the darts, the shots like King, Malcolm X. These are frontline people. I don't know who the frontline Spanish people are. So that might be a community issue. Don't bring, that venom towards the black community and start being like, well, because it kind of sound like it was like, well, we shouldn't support whatever black people do. But then you shouldn't reap the benefits.
Issues are the same as black issues.
All of them, yes. They are the same. But then if you're going to be like that, don't reap the benefits from when we stand out there, take the lumps, and then, we get which is always a small victory, and so many other people reap the benefits of these victories, these small victories, and, so you can't be like that. I know, like, like some people just feel like they get tired of always seeing the black people out there march, this and that. But we don't care. We don't care if you get tired. We want you to get tired. We want the so-called oppressor to get tired so they can stop doing the BS. That's why we out there doing what we do. So you can be tired, but we not tired. That's the problem. We are not tired. We're going to keep going and going and going because equality is everything. Being treated like a human being is everything. You're going to treat us like we're supposed to be treated. You're not going to treat us how you want to treat us. See, that's a big difference. Treating us how you want to treat us and how we want to be treated and how we're going to keep fighting until you treat us the way we want to be treated. Treat us right, and we won't be, it's no fight. So I don't know, man. Like, sometimes people say wicked stuff, they got like, they try to act like they're on your side, but then they underline, they like, it's just like the powers that be. The powers that be don't want no groups to exist. They don't want people united. Strength in numbers is the worst thing for any establishment. They don't want people to join together and start seeing things the same way because that's how kingdoms fall, So you have to, we always have to address these issues, and unity is everything. So I don't get the whole division part, because if you have all these different separate factions, it was like when we was in Afghanistan, it was like they come together for one fight when we there, or the Russians are there, or whoever is there. As soon as we leave, they fighting each other. It's civil unrest. It's civil war.
So that's something that we don't understand, is that we actually all have one common enemy. One common enemy. And again, when you're on top and have been on top for centuries or however long, a lot of times that for everyone else, to you, equality feels like someone's taking something from you. And
that's what the fight is always about.
Yeah. Well, it's that, and it's also, it's
people
always
like
fear-based. Yeah. It's always fear-based.
Oh, I'm losing my job.
And you're not losing anything.
Nothing.
Wouldn't you want to have a peaceful, resolute society? Wouldn't you want... No, you don't want that, because human nature is to have hierarchy. People have an incessant need to feel better than someone else. That they are better than someone else, regardless. It's just like like Malcolm X told you, the lowest, poorest white man will think that he's better than you simply because you're black. Simply because. There's no other factor. Nothing. There's just an incessant need in us to feel like we're better than someone else. And unfortunately, like you said, there's a whole sect of people